Hey everybody, it's William Narod here, the Paradise Guy. Thank you for joining me here on ParadiseGuy.tv. Got an exciting episode today where we're going to walk through the top 8 misconceptions people have about real estate in Mexico. This is important stuff for you to know, so stay till the end. Okay, number one on our list is financing. People very often come down here and they have the misconception that they're going to be able to put 10% down, 20% down, and finance the rest of their purchase over time. Well, in Mexico, while financing does exist in certain situations, in many situations it doesn't, and if you can get it, the interest rates are really quite high, but it is really a cash market. So when you come down here to buy real estate, make sure that you've got your cash ready. You can do a home equity line of credit back home. You can sell property and assets that you have there in order to become liquid so that you can bring that down here and negotiate the best deal on your property. You should come to Mexico. Okay, number 2. People misconceive that there are inspection companies and that appraisals are a normal part of the real estate process down here. As of the making of this video, that is not the case. I'm not saying it won't be in the future, but right now there are not home inspection companies like we're used to in Canada and the United States that come in and look over everything, turn on every light switch, test all the appliances, check the plumbing, check the electrical wiring, all of that, and then give you a fancy report. Not going to happen here. So it's up to you to do your due diligence. So when you put an offer in on a property, you make sure we have a time frame where we can go out to that property and we can walk through and we can turn on the water, we can turn on the light switch, we can test the appliances, we can make sure that everything, at least at that point in time, is in good working order. We can also test the AC units to make sure that they're properly serviced and that they function as they should. Let's talk about appraisals. Right now, there is no appraisal process because there is no financing. If there was financing, obviously whoever was going to finance the deal would require an appraisal. Because that doesn't really exist, appraisals really aren't important. Now, that could change in the future, but right now, that's just the way things are in Mexico. All right, moving right along, let's get to number 3, and that is title companies. People expect that they're going to have closings like they did back in the United States and Canada. You're going to go to a title company, sit at a fancy table, you're going to have a closing agent, there's going to be stacks of documents, and everything's going to be done the way that we're used to. Well, nothing in Mexico is done the way that we're used to, and so you have to come and educate yourself with a knowledgeable professional that does business here on a regular basis to understand exactly what the process is going to be like. We also hook you up with great resources like notaries and attorneys that can tell you exactly what your closing costs are going to be, exactly what the process is going to look like, and how you can be protected during the entire process. Next on our list is, of course, capital gains. People are often surprised when they go to sell their property that Mexico actually has a capital gains. So yes, if you make a profit on a property that you have bought here in Mexico, when it comes time to sell, the notary who is doing the closing will actually withhold your capital gains and pay that on your behalf. You really don't have a choice in the matter, but you do have the ability to reduce your capital gains. If you'd like some strategies on how exactly to do that, and it's all perfectly legal, please let me know. Hit me up at info@paradiseguy.com right now. Next on our list, people want to know, hey, why is the contract in Spanish and English? Well, it's in English because, well, a lot of you, myself included, well, we read better in English than we do in Spanish. But keep in mind this, in Mexico, whatever's written in Spanish is what will be upheld by the courts should there be any sort of dispute. So you better make sure you understand the Spanish side of the contract and make sure that it's properly translated into English. The good news is that we have great notaries here that do that for you, and when they draft up the contract, they make sure that both sides are represented accurately and that you're fully protected. Okay, number 6 on our list is how how do I know this pre-construction or project that's in the process of being built, how do I know it's going to be finished? It's a great question. I'm actually glad when I get this question because you have to look at a number of things. One, you have to look at the job site. Are there a lot of people on site? Are they working on a regular basis? Has the project taken too long to get to the point that it's at? What were the delays? What were the reasons? What's the reputation of the developer actually doing the development? All of these questions can be answered by people like myself who are in the market every single day, that are doing business, that have seen what developers have done, what they haven't done in the past, and we can advise you of which projects are going to be safest for you to invest in. Well, number 7 always makes me smile. I get calls and emails and texts from people every single day, and they say, "Hey, Will, pull me up all the condos that are for sale in the Huatulco area for $250,000. And I want a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Well, they think we're gonna hop on Realtor.com, or we're gonna hop on Zillow, or we're gonna hop on our local MLS, and we're gonna easily pull up all this information and in 30 seconds send them a full report with a listing of all the properties so that they can decide which ones they would be interested in." That is not true, at least not yet. Someday we do hope to have an MLS here. Heck, someday we even hope that the real estate population in general has to have a license and that there are rules and regulations for their conduct. But right now, today, Mexico is still evolving when it comes to the progression of real estate, although we do a lot of real estate here. Myself, I've been in real estate for 37 years in 3 different countries. I've been a broker, I've been a broker owner, I've been an agent, and all of that education and all of that international experience has prepared me to take the best care of you as my client. And no, we don't have an MLS, but we do have databases of information about all area developments, everything that's currently on the market, even with other brokerages. So if you have a question about any properties in and around the Huatulco area, doesn't matter if it's listed with me or another company, I can get you the information on it and I can represent your best interests in the transaction. So be in touch with me soon. info@paradiseguy.com. Well, last but not least on our list is, can expats, people from America or Canada specifically, because that's where most of the people come from, can they actually own real estate here in Mexico, especially along the coast where we are here in Huatulco and up and down the Emerald Coast or the Oaxaca coast? And the answer is yes, but there are certain ways and mechanisms that we use to make that actually happen. One is having a fideicomiso, which is a bank trust, and that bank trust can hold the property. Another thing is having a Mexican corporation, which can hold properties, it can conduct business, and lots of other things. If you'd like more information on either of those, please hit me up now at info@paradiseguy.com. Happy to educate you all about the strategies that are going to work for you to best own your real estate here in the Huatulco and surrounding areas. So with that, my name is William Narod. As always, I am the Paradise Guy. Thank you for watching this video and for being a part of ParadiseGuy.tv. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers, amigos.